back and are yapping. We ain't never capping, not subtracting. So what's happening? This ain't the coaches and pros, the X's and O's. This is the fans' point of view and what you know. This ain't the coaches and pros, the X's and O's. This is the fans' point of view and what I know. This ain't the coaches and pros, the X's and O's. This is the fans' point of view and what we know. This ain't the coaches and pros, the X's and O's. This is the fans' point of view and what we know. So let's go.
Yo, what up with it? Early in the morning. Yes, this is called the morning after no plan B, baby. Let's go. So we're going to talk a little bit let me give you a quick rundown of the show this morning, y'all. We're going to talk a little bit of the Philadelphia Eagles. We're going to talk a little bit of Buffalo Bills. We're going to talk some Pittsburgh Steelers. We are going to talk a little bit about my Texas Longhorns. Yes, I have adopted the Texas Longhorns as my official college team because I don't have any college gear. So the first thing that came through was a Texas Longhorn. I soon will be having the LED Texas Longhorn behind me. The wife got it for me. So, hey, look, Texas Longhorns. We up in here. All right. And we're gonna talk a little bit of Colorado Buffaloes this morning. So look, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start. I'm not gonna yell this morning. Gotta soothe it on out while you drinking your coffee and the same thing as I'm doing. As a matter of fact, my coffee's right here. All right. Now, for those that are joining me and that is here kicking it, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and start the slides and get this rundown going. Appreciate y'all stopping through and kicking it with me, man. I appreciate it. I really, really do. So we're gonna start here. Yes, with the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's go ahead with the Philadelphia Eagles and let's talk these Eagles, man. So when it comes down, hold up. I'm missing something, ain't I? I'm missing my glasses, ain't I? Hold on. Missing my glasses. Yes, sir. They just make me look smarter, I guess. Look, so when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles, and look, I talk about the Eagles because I like the Eagles. I do. I like the Eagles. I would say that they're probably it's hard to say. They got to be my number two. They're my number two, and I like the Bills as my number three team in the NFL. Okay. The Eagles have some things going on in that locker room to where we don't actually know where they're going in the draft. And as y'all know, I like to play with ideas. I am very, very optimistic. I have a huge imagination and I like to bring that to y'all. That means I'm giving y'all me authentically and raw, and I'm not trying to be anything else out here but myself and gain as much as knowledge as I can on the way of doing that, right? So, but with the Eagles, they're they're working on some things in that locker room. I don't know exactly what's going on. We can speculate and we can say that, there's some things going on with AJ Brown. However, he has bounced between teams. And when you're no longer playing this sport, any sport that you're in, right? And you're in that sport only because of the money. It could be anything you do. When it only just becomes about the money and you can't find anything tangible to hold on to in that particular thing that you're doing and to go and to move forward with that, you start becoming unhappy when it always becomes about the money. Can we all agree with that? And what do I mean by that? Let me break that down a little bit. So it's just not professional sports. It goes into us life working every single day. When you're working a job and you realize the guy next to you has been there for 3 months less than you and he's making $3 more than you an hour, when it becomes more about the money and anything, you start to fall off. Your attitude starts to change. It's no longer enjoyable. You're not seeing things the way you used to when you first got there. Oh my goodness, we got a nice cafeteria. Oh my goodness, these machines, the way they work, they everything fascinates you about your new job. And when it starts to being about money, that no longer excites you no more. That no longer gets you up to go there. The people around you that try to cheer you up every day, that talk to you every day, they start to get on your nerves. And it's the same way in professional sports because you got to remember that's their job, right? So I don't blame them for being that way, but it's easy to get that way. Now, we can sit here and say that it's easy to make millions of dollars and play a sport that you love. We wish that we can go and play a sport that we love for millions of dollars, right? Until it happens. You know what I'm saying? That's their job. They're always working out, you know what I'm saying? Um, they barely get to spend family time and vacation time. You know what I'm saying? They got to work during the off season. Even when they go out, they can't just eat a fat, greasy, nice, greasy burger. Sometimes you just want a big, greasy burger just to eat, and you can't do that. You know, when you're in the pros all the time. You know, if your body's not used to that, you're eating a certain way, meal planning. You gotta eat this way, and you gotta eat that at night, and you gotta work out this much, and you gotta run that much, and it starts to become like, okay, what's going on here? Like I'm feeling like a robot, and that's how these guys feel in the NFL. So it's easy to feel that way. And now it's all about the money with that with AJ Brown in that case, right? And when it becomes that, and he loses sight of the game that he loved, the game of football that he always wanted to play, you know, it's no longer fun anymore. It's just no longer fun. So what you want to do in that situation is you just always want to find something and just the bare minimum, just do your job and always have something to think about, whether it's your family or anything else, and enjoy that while you're doing your job. Because once it becomes about money, and it is about money, you know what I mean? The NFL, let's not get it wrong. It's about the bottom line. Everything is about the bottom line. You know, we know without a doubt that AJ Brown should get paid. Um, and he deserves to get paid. He does. I mean, he's just been unstoppable and he's been a huge boost for that team. However, I do think, and I'm maybe I like I said, I'm optimistic. And I think like this. I think that they can get the continuity back between each other if they just sit down and they open up in the matters such as what I'm doing right now and just say, look, bro, I'm going through a lot. I lost sight of of how happy the game makes me. Um, Instead of thinking about my family and this is who I'm doing it for is my family, my intermediate family, my wife, my kids, or my nephews and nieces, whoever that may be. You gotta find something to lock that down and and now there's things that's bothering me because I am producing on the field. you know he does have what, hundreds of thousands of followers and people that cheering for him and so many kids that looking up to him and whatever else is going on, but I don't know where they're going to go in the draft, and I hope that they fix this problem, this thing that's going on there. It's just a man to man talk, heart to heart felt, and to get this situation under control because I've been rooting for the Eagles these past couple years. I like the way that they're looking, and I hope that they get these things together and stop this whole stigmas between men and why men can't have these conversations, man. You know what I'm saying? Why we can't have heart to hearts and why we can't just, you know what I'm saying, go to another man and just admit. Sometimes you just gotta admit, look, I was in my feelings. And because that's when us as men make the worst decisions is when we make emotional decisions. We all agree with that, right? We all out there agree with that. When us men make the worst decisions, it's always an emotional decision. Our emotions always got the best of us when we make decisions that are irrational and that are wrong for us and that harm us. It's always emotional. So sometimes just facing that problem head on, whether it's at work with a colleague, if you smoke cigarettes, like, can we all smoke a cigarette together? Let's go talk. Let's go chop it up. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's just pulling them to the side, making sure it's just you and him in the cafeteria before rumors start going around. And in life period, whether you're in the locker room, make sure that you address your problems and come to some kind of understanding of each other. All right. And let's stop these stigmas out here, because now you got to act tough and it could possibly derail your career. AJ Brown needs to be a Philadelphia Eagle. They need to get over what they need to get back in the lab, maybe grab a tight end, I'm guessing. I don't know what else they really need. They should have been there at the big dance this year, without a doubt. The Eagles should have been there, but they weren't, and it's unfortunate, but hopefully we'll see them get back there. All right, now we're gonna keep it moving on to the next slide, because this is the morning after with no plan B, baby. You feel me? So let's go. All right, it's the morning show, and I know a lot of people are not up yet. You know what I mean? But the Buffalo Bills, my family, let's get it right. Let's get it cracking. Get y'all truck home early in the morning, gotta wake you up. So the Buffalo Bills, right? When I get to looking at the Buffalo Bills, they are the Kansas City Chief Killers. They are the team that was built to beat and withstand the Kansas City Chiefs. That's let's just say that, and let's just be honest about that, right? They are. There's no other team that is in the NFL that really is built to beat the Chiefs besides the Buffalo Bills. And we're trying to get there, but I'll be talking about my Steelers in a second. The Buffalo Bills is a great franchise. That fan base is crazy. I honestly think that the Bills are in dire need to put some kind of canopy or have a dome up there in Buffalo, because their games get canceled, and that can throw you off. That can throw you off. It really can. It really can throw you off in your games. They were fortunate enough to they were just overpowered us. Let me just be honest. Like when they beat us and the game was delayed, I'm a root for my Steelers. I'm gonna talk it up, big cash money ish. But when it comes down to it, we had an average team. Why? Because of our quarterback. We're only as good as your quarterback. When everything else is around, your team is only as good as your quarterback is. We've seen it, and especially in the pros. Everything else is there besides your quarterback, right? The Bills have a great quarterback, in my opinion. Like, I don't think that we've seen the last of Josh Allen getting into the playoffs, deep playoff runs. I root for them because I have a lot of family members that root for them, and I got love for the Bills throughout these years. I've grown to like the Bills, and knowing some things about this team. I always said they needed a tight end. They got Dalton Kincaid. They got Knox. They showed up huge. The receivers showed up decently, but what I need to see from the Bills is, it just seemed like they're just missing one more piece on that offense to get that offense going. What could that be? To me, it's a running back. In my opinion, I believe the Bills need running back help. Without a doubt, Cook can carry. He can carry the ball. He did that. He did good. I'm not knocking. I'm not ragging on the Bills or anything about that. But what I am saying is that the Bills need an extra running back. So in the draft, there's going to be a top running back available, because the need for running backs has, let's just be honest, they just been disrespecting running backs out there. And the need for running backs, people think they can do without them. You know what I mean? I can get a receiver to go in the backfield, Deebo Samuel type, Cordell Patterson type, and that'll work. However, the Bills need a running back. They need a back that can help carry the load. When you got a 1-2 punch that team is going to look totally different when got Cook running that rock all crazy. We know that Josh Allen could take off if need be. But if you can get another back that can bruise and run hard through them holes and split them carries down, that team would be very effective. It would be way more effective than what it is. Either now, the way that I look at the Bills, I'm thinking maybe a running back or a receiver. This is why the receivers they got there are good, right? We know Gabe Davis is going to show up. We know that without a doubt. We know Stephon Diggs is going to show up without a doubt. Now, when it comes to the third and fourth receivers, who's that guy that fluctuates? There's no consistency there with that third and fourth guy for the Bills. You know what I mean? Now, can we agree with that? Can we all agree with that? Like, there's no consistency with that third and fourth receiver on the depth chart for the Bills. You get the fourth guy. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you get Shakur stepping up. Sometimes he's not there. Sometimes Shakur missed that one, or he didn't catch this one. You know what I'm saying? There's no consistency with that. So if you're not going to go running back, and it's not I think receiver is more of a need for the Bills than running back, if you ask me, because they need a guy that's going to take the pressure off them. They need another low-key superstar receiver that is going to be able to come in there and light a team up and go for 200. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just on, like, because we know if you're not on Gabe Davis, you gotta double both of the receivers. That's why, and their tight ends are dangerous. You got to double those guys. Like, you got to double Stephon Diggs, because if you're not doubling him, if you're not having two guys on the defense paying attention to him, he's going to light you up without a doubt. And he still lights you up. He still finds the zones to sit in defense and gets yards. Gabe Davis, he stepped up super huge. He definitely is a superstar name when it comes to receiver in my eyes. I don't care about how the stats look. Gabe Davis will go off on you. If you're there, believe me, the pros, you get to asking these pro cornerbacks and safeties about Gabe Davis. They like, yes, Gabe Davis will give it to you. We got to watch Gabe Davis. So they're paying attention to him. And when it comes to the tight ends, they have the hands and they block very well downfield. Let's not get that twisted. But the problem is with the tight ends is that they don't have the speed to open up the defense as fast as needed be. And see, if you get another guy that got some good speed and that got hands, and that's going to go, and that's going to be consistent, they will kill them. They will kill them. Do I think that there's somebody in the draft that got decent speed, great route running right now out there? Yes, I do. And I'll be talking about him later in this show. But yes, I do. I think that Zay Weaver from the Colorado Buffaloes, going from the little Buffs to the big Buffaloes up in Buffalo, straight up. Xavier Weaver for the Colorado Buffaloes would be the perfect prototype of receiver for the Buffalo. He's very clutch. He does not drop balls. He knows his route running is elite, and I will be talking about him. His route running is elite. To learn under Stephon Diggs, and if Stephon Diggs can take him under his wing and teach him what he knows, Zay Weaver will give the AFC problems, and that is exactly what Josh Allen needs. Somebody to come in there and he will carry the load. He's done it on a big stage. The bright lights does not bother him. He's exactly what they need, and if need be, he can run the ball too. So that's where I'm thinking when the Bills should go. He's going to be out there for the Bills low key. He's like a middle of the pack guy. He's not super over the top with all the stats and flash, and he's not at the bottom. He's right in the middle, and I'll be talking about him more later. But yes, for the Bills, y'all want to go Zay Weaver from the Colorado Buffaloes. He's y'all guy out there low key right now. Trust me. Been paying attention to him. All right. Moving on to the next guy. To the next one. My Pittsburgh Steelers. So when it's coming to my Steelers, and some key points that I written down, because I always do homework, right? I always got papers. Y'all hear that? I always got papers, you know what I'm saying? Because I always, and the one thing I learned out here in that, and is that you always want to make sure that you got something written down on paper. Do not trust electronics to the point where the batteries run out, you might forget a charger or something. Always have a backup, have it printed out, have your papers always printed out in advance just in case. Have a backup plan. Do not trust electronics. And it's probably not the electronics fault, it's probably your fault. You probably forgot your laptop bag or something like that, because I was in the middle of a show one time and I had everything pulled up, or I had everything on a list, on a document. I had everything set up perfectly on my laptop. And in the middle of the show, my laptop decided to freeze. So now I didn't have my notes. So I said, and I always write things down anyway, but I said, you know what? I'm never going to do that again. I'm always going to write it down and always make my backup plan. Always have writing everything down. And that way, once you put your papers up, you always got that information again. You don't have to go digging through it again. Sometimes you got an old school one, is the old school way is a good way. You always got your papers. You put your papers up. You always got that information, those stats on those players. All you got to do is just, go through your pile and pick it out. That's it. That's it. It's always there. So it's information. All right. When it comes to my Steelers, though, I'm getting to talk. My Steelers, man. I I don't know what we're gonna do at the quarterback position. We know we need corners. We keep saying we need corners. My little brother said we need a run stopping linebacker. Um, I believe that. I believe that that may help a whole lot. A whole lot. Isn't this because our defensive line is so good? They penetrate so good. That's the only way. And I do believe that, right? But we had Miles Jack out there. So, and they played good, man. And when we let Robert Spillane go, mistake, mistake. He went to the Raiders and tore shit up. Spillane had been in that system, in that Pittsburgh system, for so long, and he has done good. He has done good, and we let guys like him go, but then we keep guys around that's supposed to have stars, right? Because he came up from the bottom. He's been with the team and he's been around the league for years, and he finally got up and look, he's doing this thing out there with the Las Vegas Raiders now. And I wouldn't leave Las Vegas to come back to Pittsburgh. He's a star in Vegas right now. He's definitely a key piece to that defense now. Big ups to Spillane out there doing his thing. I gotta say that. Um, but you always can use upgrades at the positions. The biggest position that everybody's talking about with the Steelers and the papers all around the news world, nobody's saying that we need cornerbacks. That is us as fans saying that we need corners because of the big plays that we're letting up, right? And they're young. I want to say that they're young. Everybody's not Patrick Peterson. Patrick Peterson is missing a step. He's getting up there. He's still in incredible shape. His smart is unreal. I think Patrick P should be moving back, playing safety, roving back there a little bit. I just think so. I honestly think that he should be on the other side of Mika Fitzpatrick back there, deep balling. You know what I'm saying? Reading that and just back there playing center field, picking everything off. But hey, look, that's just me wishful thinking in a way I think optimistic outside of the box, right? That's just how I give it up. But you get to talking about Kenny Pickett. Omar Khan, our new GM, was said that he's excited about seeing what Kenny Pickett's going to do this year and coming back from an ankle injury. Let's not forget about the concussions that he had. Can't stay healthy. Um, I might be able to just say, look, I got to give a guy a shot, right? We got to give Kenny Pickett a shot. We have. We're average at best with Kenny Pickett, y'all. He makes us an average football team. I don't know how he'll do in the Arthur Smith system, but Arthur Smith has had a Kenny Pickett type, Ryan Tannehill, right? Some people say that Kenny Pickett reminds them of Kirk Cousins, and in which case, Kirk Cousins is Kenny Pickett at best. That's the best that Kenny Pickett's getting. And this is about the pros. And the one pro that I listen to about quarterbacks, believe it or not, is Merrill Hodge. He has not missed on any of his takes when it comes to these quarterbacks. Merrill Hodge is not sold on Kenny Pickett. We have seen his ceiling. We have seen Kenny Pickett at his best, believe it or not, in our offense, y'all. We have seen it. A new coordinator brings new plays. We seen how Kenny's gonna play. We seen it. You cannot expect him to be any better if we're not gonna upgrade the offensive line. We have to get an elite offensive line in order for Kenny to do it. And if the locker room is not around Kenny, y'all, and that's a problem. We could, as fans, you can be a Kenny Pickett fan all the way you want it to be. You can have wishful thinking. You can pull up stats. You can come up with any excuse that you want to. But what we tend to do, and quarterbacks lead teams, he has the most power on that offense to say who's there and who goes. If we let George Pickens go, that would be a stupid choice. That would be a stupid choice. If they're at practice running these plays and they get in the game and Kenny can't hit Pickens, you will get frustrated. Y'all practice together all throughout the week. He gets in the game, he starts seeing ghosts. He is an average quarterback. I cannot explain this to y'all anymore. Like, this is really annoying. The fact that we think that he's going to give us something different outside of what he's already given us. It's not going to get any better with him unless we just go. Unless we're going to start paying guys. If we're not going to start paying guys coming in and paying offensive linemen top dollar and our receiver top dollar type money and go and get the best guy out there, Tyreek Hill type guy, y'all listen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You can't have your cake and eat it too, especially in not today's NFL. He's an average quarterback, and everybody else around him gets the blame for his average play. And now you get to looking at guys, right? And I'm gonna get off of him for a little bit because it's kind of frustrating to keep seeing how and hearing that we're gonna stick with him, and Chicago does not want their quarterback in Justin Fields, and how we have not made a strong move for Justin Fields. If you spend a first round pick on Kenny Pickett, Justin Fields, you have not seen his ceiling at all. At all. We have not seen his ceiling in the NFL. And that's why you have a lot of pros saying out there, and guys who evaluate the pros saying that build around Justin Fields. I even said that in my mock draft. I did a mock draft. Me and Shad both did a mock draft together. And we both said the Bears need to keep Justin Fields, draft Marvin Harrison with the first overall pick, with the number 9 pick, go back and grab another receiver. They should stay and build around Fields. But the fact of the matter is they're going to go quarterback because of the talk about Caleb Williams. They're going to go quarterback. They're going to take either Drake May, Jaden Daniels, or Caleb Williams. They're going to go quarterback in Chicago. We know that. They're sold on that. They believe that. I'm telling you, how can we not push for a guy that he's got a bad rep in the NFL. He's been under so many different coordinators. Pittsburgh, I'm telling you, is the ideal place for Justin Fields. I'm telling y'all, and I will bring it up. I'm so petty with this, that the fact if he comes to Pittsburgh and we start winning and going crazy, and he brings back that championship feel back to Pittsburgh, and we pushing late and deep rounds in the playoffs, we gonna get a couple Super Bowls out of Justin Fields, if not more. If not more. I'm telling you, he's that guy for us, yo. The stability and the stability that Pittsburgh Steelers brings, you're comfortable. If you go to Pittsburgh as a professional football player and you perform, to your highest ability and you give us everything you got. You go to work with your hard hat on, lunch pail in hand, and you get up every day on time. And when it comes time to show up on that field and you are producing, Pittsburgh will pay you. We will love you forever. Our fans will. We will support you 100%. We are not the kind that I'm telling you, it happens. I've seen it since I was little. That is the kind of franchise the Pittsburgh Steelers is. We do not give up on you. Shit, we don't care how old you get. You're still producing. We're still going to keep you. We're going to continue paying you. That's just how Pittsburgh's always been. If you're one of them guys that's coming in and you want the bag and you want to keep complaining about money, but you ain't producing, and that's the Pittsburgh. We ain't the franchise for you. That ain't us. We'll pay you, but you got to earn that. You got to earn that on and off the field. On and off the field. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. Pickens he's a young guy. He made a little mistake getting frustrated with his quarterback, but y'all got to see it that way too. The quarterback is just he's young. I mean, look, he's not it. But anyhow, we will pay you. But going after Fields that's the ideal fit. I don't understand why we're not, but we're entertaining other ideas. He said we might be going into the draft. But I want to talk about Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback. No doubt he can give us a push, but I don't like that. I don't like the fit. I don't like the fit. We need a dual threat. That's the way that NFL's going. Patrick Mahomes is a dual threat. I don't care what nobody says out there. He is a dual threat quarterback. He will kill you on his legs, but he is a pass first. You got to have somebody that can run and that is athletic in the NFL in order to win today. You're not going to get somebody with a statue in the NFL, and you got a defensive coordinator like Spagnuolo. You just sitting back there. It's not going to work. It's just not going to work with these great defensive coordinators in the NFL nowadays. You're not going to win with a statue quarterback. We've seen it for the past couple of seasons. We've seen it. We've seen that they'll get you to the dads. But when it comes down to it, when you got an elite defense going against them, they're too easy to get to. You got to get somebody that can move around, manipulate the pocket at best. He can't do that. Our quarterback right now can't do that. Anyhow, and that's what Kirk Cousins. I like him, but he got to get a little faster, and he's getting up there. Russell Wilson, he can move around in the pocket and stuff like that. He's a dual threat quarterback, right? But Russell Wilson is not that. He's not that dude, man. Russell Wilson is not the guy, man, because of the money. Because of the money. The money alone is why I will not go after Russell Wilson. And that is why I thought the Denver Broncos kind of made a mistake there going after him. But I just don't see us grabbing him. That's too much money for him. Too much money. So Russell Wilson is out of the question. I'm not putting all that money up for Russell Wilson. If somebody's going to pay Russell Wilson the remaining of his contract, he's going to have to restructure that, because any team in the NFL that pays Russell Wilson that much money for him, he better come in and produce a Super Bowl. There's nothing else that matters. I'm sorry. There's nothing else that matters. And I'm talking for all 32 teams out there, anybody that might need a quarterback right now in the NFL. If Russell Wilson goes to your franchise, he better give you a Super Bowl if y'all are going to pay him that money. That's it. There's nothing else that he can do. That's all I got to say about Russell Wilson. Now, one name that came up to me, and it's going to shock y'all about how I'm going to talk about him, J.J. McCarthy coming to the Pittsburgh Steelers under Arthur Smith offense, right? J.J. McCarthy, I'm going to make a good argument for him real quick, because he has not had to show his true ability in Michigan, right? He just hasn't. So really, it's a question mark on him. It's a question mark on him. Why? He always had elite running, always had a great defense. He has not had to play a lot. He is very mobile. I like that. He's very mobile, nice size. And to me, he's better than Pickett. J.J. McCarthy is better than Pickett. Do I think J.J. McCarthy would be there? Absolutely. Do I think he's another Kenny Pickett? No, I do not think so. Um, and then think about this too with JJ McCarthy for 1 second, where he has not had a Malik Neighbors, he has not had a Marvin Harrison, he has not had an Xavier Worthy, he has not had a Deontay Johnson, he has not had a George Pickens, he has not had a Freiermuth, he has not had a Darnell Washington, he has not had a Connor Hayward, he has not had the Calvin Austin. He don't have those kind of he didn't have those kind of weapons over there in Michigan. Now, could you question some of his throws? Well, you could question a lot of Kenny's throws, but I don't think that happens. I don't think that happens. He's a sleeper out there. I'm telling y'all, JJ McCarthy is a sleeper. We seen his athletic ability, in which he did not show a lot of all the time. He did not run all the time. And JJ McCarthy got some gears. He got some gears. I'm telling you, he'll drop gears on you. He will go. He got wheels. The guy got wheels, man. And I'm just being honest about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I like JJ McCarthy. And if you look at his film, in some of those situations, he manipulates the pocket. I really like JJ McCarthy coming to the Pittsburgh Steelers. If we cannot get Justin Fields, I want to go after JJ McCarthy from the Michigan Wolverines. I really do, man. I think he may be it. Now, right now, no, I don't think right now he'll be. But give him a couple years and he'll be there. You know what I'm saying? I believe Kenny had his couple of years. We seen him. He's been hurt a lot. I think McCarthy's tougher. I think McCarthy's a winner. Obviously, he is. And he's not going to be one of the first quarterback. He'll be there late first round, early second round. He will be there. JJ McCarthy will be there for us to pick. Unless somebody else sees what I see in him and they take him before then over somebody else. Because you don't know what you're going to get up out of him. But at the pro level, I think that he's ready. Because sometimes you see these quarterbacks who win Heisman's and go into the NFL and they're not that good, right? But then sometimes you see these guys who just come out of nowhere. Let's say Mr. Irrelevant, for example. He's in Super Bowls. He's been in 2 of them already. So we got. I'm just saying. Gotta watch out for that. And I think JJ McCarthy may be the biggest sleeper quarterback out there that has the size, the speed, and I think he would fit perfect with our franchise. I think that might be something we made that may be real to go after JJ McCarthy. I like him. All right. Just a quick rundown for everybody who missed it. I talked about the Bills, and I think they need a receiver, Zay Weaver from Colorado Buffaloes. He'll be perfect. And I'll talk about that in a minute here. Again, the Eagles, y'all can rewind it. Y'all can go to the beginning about that because I believe I dropped some nice conversation at the beginning of that. So y'all having y'all coffee. I'm going to sip my coffee before we move on to the next segment here. Cheers to y'all out there. The morning after. No plan B, baby. All right. Let's keep it moving. My Texas Longhorns. Yes. I adopted the Longhorns. Well, they adopted me. So my wife, remember I said college team searching. And I talked about it with my co-host. But anyhow, you see the LED signs? My wife bought me this dope LED sign. Got the Texas Longhorn in the middle, and it's super dope. And I can't wait to get it. But I'm most definitely rocking with them. I got my first team memorabilia. I'm about to get the shirts and all that. I'm a Longhorn now. It is what it is. Say what you want. I always grew up liking the Georgia Bulldogs, but guess what? I never had any Georgia Bulldog gear. Never. I never did. So this is the first thing. Like, you can't say that you're a fan of something. And this was a great argument. One of my barbers said to me, he said, how you going to say you're a Bulldog fan, bro, and you ain't even got a Bulldog jersey, a shirt, a hat, or something? That's a fact. That's a fact, right? You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. You can't say you rocking with the team if you ain't got a hat or a shirt or something. So Hey, the first thing I got was Longhorns. I'm rocking with the Longhorns now. My second team would be Colorado. But when we get to talking about the Longhorns, right? I like a couple of players for the Longhorns. Let me get my notes and the way that they're built. Now, I know y'all heard some of these names, but these are names that really stood out to me, and I seen what they did last year on the field. Tia Sevilla from Arizona, the defensive lineman, 6'4", 305. He's an absolute hole plugger. He plugs holes like none other. He did not like look, the stat sheet did not look super pretty for him. He wasn't there making a whole bunch of big plays to where some casuals like to see a lot of people make big plays, but he did his gap assignment. I think he's a good three tech also, but he was always at the right place at the right time, took a lot of pressure off his linebackers, and he was a big part of how that Arizona defensive line played, that defense played. And he is with the Longhorns now, and he will show up and he will show out. Okay. That's one down. All right. Another one that I wanted to highlight was Kendrick Blackshire, okay, from he's a homer, right? He's from Duncanville, Texas. Texas boy. He grew up Longhorn, so he's going back home, if you could say. 6'2", 233, the linebacker that came over from Alabama. He's a senior this year. Listen, he's look, the stats for him was okay. 16 total, but he had an injury, I believe. He had an injury. Okay. And he had 16 total tackles, 9 solos, 7 assists, and he had a forced fumble and fumble recovery. And I believe it was only in like 7 games that he played. He did not play the whole season because he was hurt, but that's only in 7 games. We went and rolled the dice on him because what we know that Blackshire can bring to the Longhorns. I'm excited to see what he gonna do. Stay tuned for that name, Blackshire, linebacker from Duncanville, Texas. All right, senior. He's definitely going to be producing for us. Amir Niblack, the tight end from Alabama, 6'4", 233. He's a junior. He also came over. He blocked a lot. He sealed the edge a lot for them running backs, for the quarterback in Milrow. That was a big reason why they were able to go around them edges. A lot of people might overlook that because the guy from St. Pete, Florida, look, he had 20 receptions, also, y'all, 327 yards and 4 touchdowns to add to the amazing blocking that he does. And blocking tight ends are coming back. As a tight end, blocking is, you have to be able to do that. And he absolutely seals that edge. And you'll be seeing that, how he sealed them edges. And that's why, not only because they're my team now, but that's why I got Texas sitting number 1 right now in the SEC right now, and then Georgia behind them. But I'll get to talking behind that, right? We'll get to talking about that another day. Now, Silas Bolton, 5'8", 157 pounds, wide receiver. He's a grad student from Oregon State. Absolutely wheels, man. The kid from Rancho Cucamonga, bro, got wheels. He can fly. He can fly. At the DJ Ugly game, missed him a lot deep, bro. But he got speed. Just get the ball in his hands, and he's gonna make a play. Xavier Worthy. Y'all know he ran a 4.25, 4.22. I don't know if Bolton is going to be a 4.2 type of guy, but he definitely looks like 4.3, true 4.3 type of speed. They get that back in Bolton, and he had 54 receptions, 46 yards, 5 touchdowns. He had 9 carries, 84 yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns. Put the ball in his hands, let him go to work. All right. The kid is nasty. And somebody else that stood out to me that they grabbed up was Andrew Mabuka from Clemson. He is from Austin, Texas. He's going back home. He is a Longhorn, been born, raised around there, had 42 tackles with the Clemson Tigers, 28 solo tackles, 14 assists, and he had a fumble recovery. His game is like no other. When you got safeties that can make those plays, the way that he was making plays, he was definitely an important piece on that Clemson Tiger defense at safety. He's going back home. And when you're playing for your hometown team, whether it's your home college or your home or your sports team, you get a different animal out of these players. I believe that game steps up. And under Steve Star, I always get Starkeesian's name messed up because I'm bad with names and pronunciations when it comes to people's names. But he is going to be great at safety, and I'm looking forward to the Longhorns. I got them number one right now in the SEC. I really don't even got Georgia as number two for real, for real. If I'm being honest, in my rankings, I got, like I said, Texas number one. I got Ole Miss sitting at number two, at like 2A, and then I got Georgia at 2B. Because believe it or not, y'all, I seen an interview with Kirby. I seen his interview, and he's talking about his team being good, right? But when I look and I see the way that he was talking and the way that he was coaching, Georgia is really rebuilding on some things. They lost a coach. You know what I'm saying? That program is good at developing talent, but talent is moving around now. Ole Miss right now on paper has the best probably team in the SEC, but right now I do think that Ole Miss can give Georgia a run for their money, and I think that we'll beat Georgia. I think Georgia drops a couple of games, at least one. Georgia's not going undefeated this year for sure, but a lot of people got them number one in the power rankings. But hey, look, we'll see. I don't claim to be a pro, but it's just from what it's my opinion. What I think they're a 2B team, 2A, Ole Miss, number one, Texas. But we'll see how that worked out. And don't be surprised what Alabama do. Let's not be surprised what Alabama do. You seen how Washington play. Washington was playing these last couple of years under DeBoer, and they played tough. I've never seen, you could say that the Pac-12, you've never seen the Pac-12 as tough as you seen them last year in a while. And that Washington team was very physical. And that's why they made it past Texas last year. That's why they made it to the college football playoff, because they were a very physical team under DeBoer. He's taking that over Alabama. I think Alabama pick up. I don't now look, his first year being there, everybody getting used to the system, the way that things work down there. We'll see how he rolls. I think they at least get 8 wins on the season at least. But look, they might even do better than that. He knows how to coach a physical football team in Alabama. Hey, that's the place to do it. And the talent you're going to get down there, don't sleep on them, man. Please do not sleep on the Roll Tide, all right? Because they may surprise you with some things. Moving on. Xavier Weaver. Okay, so I want to talk about Xavier Weaver, right? And I've written something down. So sometimes I got to script myself too, okay? Xavier Weaver was the only Colorado University player invited to the 2024 NFL Combine. He led the team with 68 receptions, 208 yards, 4 touchdowns. He ended his collegiate career with 184 receptions, 2,463 yards, 15 touchdowns, 12 receiving touchdowns, and 3 rushing touchdowns. Okay. Now, I do believe what will help Zay in the draft is his elite route running, his overall awareness of the defense, and his return ability. Now, really nobody knows why he opted out of not participating in some of the drills at the combine. I don't think it helped him. No, it did not. Absolutely, it did not help him at all, because his 40 time is not going to be Xavier Worthy's. Okay, he's in the middle of the pack, right? He's a middle of the pack guy, Xavier Weaver, Zay Weaver. But this is what I'm going to tell you about this guy. He didn't participate in some of the drills. My guess, y'all, is because he wants Shedeur throwing him the balls. Nobody knows him like Shedeur. He's spoken so highly of Shedeur, his ball placement, the way that him and Shedeur had this chemistry. And you've seen that. Zay Weaver is a very smart receiver. He was the only receiver. And I hate to say this, when you look on film, and remember, Shedeur said his receivers had too many options, meaning the receivers and the quarterback both had to make the same read at the same time and be on the same page. That was Shedeur and Xavier Weaver. He's a very smart receiver. His route running is elite. He don't have he got speed that'll blow the top off. He'll go past you. Don't sleep on that, right? He's fast. He got returnability. He got hands. He's clutch. His route, like I'll keep saying it, is elite, and that's why I said he's the perfect guy for the Buffalo Bills. Because he could come in and produce right off the bat, and he's going to be way more clutch than Shakir. Why do I say this? Right? Look, and I was talking about the Buffalo Bills earlier, but I'm going to bring this back up because Xavier Weaver's here. He didn't participate in some of the drills because we seen some of the quarterbacks missing throws in the drills. We like, how did he miss that throw? There's nobody in front of him. Like, how is he missing the receivers? That kind of makes the receiver look bad and it makes the quarterback look bad. It gives the guesses. You don't want to look like that on national TV or on an NFL network. You know what I'm saying? If he's going to look like that, I want to look like that with Shedeur, the guy that I trust. And pro days is still an opportunity to show. And the guys that show up to pro days, right? They want to see, those are the teams that are interested in taking you. So I don't think it really hurt him for not participating. And maybe he needed to, we don't know what went on with him. Maybe he has to heal up, or he wants to, still train for a better 40 time, or whatever the case may be. But he still has pro days to prove his worth. And Zay Weaver will do just that. Now, I'm not going to go as far as go way out the window and say that, oh, Zay Weaver, he's the best receiver in the draft, blah, 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 blah. What I'm going to say is he's a receiver that's in the draft that will translate to being a better pro than a lot of others that's going into the draft. Yes, I do believe that because of his elite route running. None other than that, and how smart that Zay Weaver is. He's very smart. And that's why I think Josh Allen could use him in Buffalo. Because they're number 3 and number 4, Shakir and them, it goes back and forth. Sometimes our number 4 receiver is good. Sometimes the number 3 receiver is good. Sometimes Shakir is good and he's not. Gabe Davis and Diggs is always great. Who better to teach Zay Weaver better route running ability? He already got clutch hands. We've seen that. Stephon Diggs. You get Zay Weaver there, and them NFL defenses ain't respecting Weaver, he'll drop 200 on their head. I'm telling you, he will do it. He will do it. Because I'm telling you, part of it is the feeling I got about this guy. But seeing what he can do on a college field and how smart he was in that very complicated offense that he was in last year, and being in the right spots, and Shedeur getting him the ball because he was in the right spot on the defense. And when they made the same read, he was making that. So he's as smart as a quarterback. That goes further than anything else. I want a smart guy. I could train speed. I can get you stronger. But if you dumb, I just can't fix that. Like, he's a sleeper receiver out there, but I think he'll fit good with the Buffalo Bills, though. And he can run the rock, too. You know what I'm saying? So I think he'll fit very good with the Bills. That's just me in my opinion. But I'm going to keep it rolling on him. But he didn't participate in some of the drills, and I don't blame him, man. I want my quarterback throwing me the ball. If anybody going to throw me the ball, I want Shedeur throwing me the ball, right? All right. Now, speaking of Shedeur, oh, man. So there have been some recent rumors, right, about Shedeur Sanders, right? Shedeur Sanders. Let me pause this real quick. I'm sorry, y'all. There were some recent rumors going around on the internet. There was another content creator by the name of John the Liquidator put out like a video about 2 days ago about JB and Big Smitty talking about Shedeur Sanders and how Shedeur Sanders was not him. And it was like, all the Colorado people just started calling him a hater, Coach JB a hater. What Coach JB said, not knowing that Coach JB talks to Deion Sanders, they have a regular relationship or whatever, but he was saying that Shedeur may not be a good pro as much as everybody else thinks. And that's just his opinion, right? That's just his opinion. He's a coach. He's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of us out here that give the barbershop talk sports. You know what I'm saying? But we research our stuff and we look and we have, facts to back up or arguments, right? And why we feel that way. There's a lot of us out here that do that. However, when you have a actual coach, I don't care what level he coached on, but he was a great coach. It's said to be rumored, or it's said out there behind the scenes, that Chip Kelly stole his offense and used it at the professional level and up in Oregon. Now, how I don't know if Coach JB, he needs to say that out loud a little bit more, but this is said to happen. Chip Kelly took his offense up and implemented it at Oregon and tried to implement it in Philadelphia. But that was the first time you seen a 2 quarterback type fast paced offense, and Coach JB made that up. He drew that up and everything. He was a quarterback himself. So if anybody could critique a quarterback, it's an ex-quarterback, right? And it's damn sure a coach, right? And that's just his opinion. You know what I'm saying? And I put this up here because sometimes people get out here, they get so butthurt, they get so angry, and these fans just start going off the deep end and calling everybody haters when you critique something or your team or something like that. When somebody critiquing your team, you're a hater. But if you critique me, then you're not a hater. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand that. If somebody clicks on your show and they don't want to watch it, you're not a hater. But the minute somebody critiques a team, then they're a hater. And that's not the way it goes. But I'm going to show the clip of him saying what he had to say about Shedeur, because it wasn't that bad for real. Like, really wasn't that bad. Let's see if I could get it pulled up here. And I'm going to play it, and that's real quick, and then we'll get off.
And then they
How was that though? Because I always listen. That was always like a big fantasy of mine. I'm gonna keep it real here on the show. Like, not even because I thought my teachers were like just bad. It's
Let me see if I can get it.
We had some little young GAs, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not GAs, but like a teacher assistant.
He just rapping.
Yeah,
I smashed all them.
Come on, get to the.
I don't understand the issue.
Shedeur,
and Jazzy talking about nah.
we are the dominant creature. We're the dominant figure. So like, if you really don't want shit to go down, you don't have to.
All right.
Way how you like it.
I ain't done all the way.
All right, so I'll
A little bit of red.
Married, don't have a girl. My professional opinion.
Okay, here
after evaluation for the last 2 weeks, I don't believe he's the freak that allows escapability that you all love in AR5, Lamar, Kyler, Josh Allen. He is not that guy. We agree on that.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Hold on. I don't believe he is the arm talent of any of the elites. Burrow, Mahomes, Allen, Herbert, any of them. We agree.
I agree.
So how is he a first round, first pick, first day NFL quarterback? That is my question to you and Matt before he interviews Prime today. Maybe we'll get Matt's blood boiling. I'm going to tell him he's not what you think he is.
Well, I'm going to answer your question real quick, and I'm going to.
So in a nutshell, that's just pretty much what happened right there, right? And like I said, the Colorado fan base absolutely lost their mind on this. They absolutely went bonkers. They went off like, yo, what's going on? Why would you say this about Shedeur? Why, the comments was just went crazy on Coach JB, right? Not knowing that he's a respected coach at the level he talks to so many pro coaches, so many collegiate coaches. He should be a coach right now. But for those who do know a little bit about Coach JB, he was on the Netflix series Last Chance University with the football, and Netflix really painted him in a bad picture, you know what I'm saying? But to some of us, we was like, hey, that's how coaches coach, you know what I'm saying? This is just how some coaches give it up. But a lot of teams are afraid that, we're allowed to go after him because of the Netflix series. Let's just be honest about that. And rather, you know what I'm saying? And now a lot of teams they just went away from him. I don't think he's a bad coach, but he has a lot of connections. He took his fame, started a podcast, started a platform, and he ran with it. And now he has his own. He's a content creator, but he is a coach nonetheless. He knows what he talks about football. He'll draw up stuff, and they're like, he's hating. I don't think that was hating what he said. I don't think that was hating at all. And I think it was irresponsible of another fellow content creator to do that out in this space. But see, that's what happens out here in this space. These guys sometimes take and they take these little things and they run with it. And they're trying, and believe it or not, it hurts your brand when you go after that. But you got to do your research better. Like, I bet you any money that I don't even think John may have even like looked him up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I don't think John may have even looked him up, even watched the episode of his, but he dropped the news to all his Colorado fans and his Colorado fan base that Coach JB was a hater. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just, you know what I'm saying, hitting them up and being like, yo, what's up with that? Can I get you on the show? Can we do a live together? You know what I'm saying? And can we talk about why you said these comments about Shedeur? I think that would have been better than him just putting out a video to his whole fan base saying that he was he's a hater. He might be a hater, bruh. Like, he's a coach. You're not a coach. We're not coaches. We are just content creators in this space. We're not coaches. He is a coach. That wasn't hating. He was just saying that he don't think he has the elite talent for the next level. You know what I'm saying? To push to the next level. But in this argument, though, I believe that popularity has a lot to do with a first round pick. We've seen a lot of guys be a first round pick in the NFL, first day draft, first overall pick. That has not worked out in the NFL. But that, you know what I'm saying? I believe Shedeur's popularity alone, and if he throws for more than 3,500 yards, I believe that he has a chance to be in the first pick. You know what I mean? A first round pick. Now, the first overall pick in the draft, there's some quarterbacks this year. And I got his picture up here because I do believe that Shedeur is a good quarterback. He's a great college quarterback. I don't know how that would translate it over to the NFL. But I seen him make throws and drop dimes. I seen him drop some dimes. They call him dime time. His dad is prime time. They call him dime time because he be dropping dimes. Like, he puts the balls in play. He pause, but he throws. He makes all the throws. But I will say, I've done evaluating on quarterbacks almost y'all seen a lot of my videos. I've been evaluating these quarterbacks, doing research on these quarterbacks, and he got a competition out there this year for the best quarterback. Now, it is no walk away with the Heisman at all. Travis Hunter is going to have to get 10 he's going to have to break Charles Woodson records to get the Heisman. He's going to have to do that. That's just hands down. He got to break Charles Woodson's records up at Michigan for interceptions, returns, and all that. That's what Travis Hunter got to do in order to get the Heisman, right? And go stupid at receiver. So it's more of a quarterback type of trophy. I agree. Do we agree with that? Shedeur got so much competition out there. One name I want to throw out there, for example, Preston Stone from SMU, slept on. The boy, he got to be by far the best pocket passer in college football right now. By far, like, him and Shedeur is neck and neck. I can't even say neck and neck. Preston Stone, he's rating out of the building. I ain't even talking that, but go look up the film on SMU. That quarterback, he is a bad man. He is a bad man. You hear me? He gets it done. And he got a little bit of he got that pocket manipulation to him too. Preston Stone, good. Cam Ward down there at Miami, University of Miami. It's do or die for him. He didn't go into the draft. He got to have his draft stock up. He want to win a national championship. They want to bring back the Hurricanes back to prominence. Cam Ward, he's going to have an incredible season. Like, if you had to just go off of last season alone, like, to be honest, like, I think Cam Ward may have had an identical season, but he had a better season than Shedeur last year. Let's just be honest. And he played for a worse team. He beat him. He beat Shedeur. They went head to head. Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders went head to head last year, and Shedeur's team lost badly. Cam Ward picked apart Colorado like it was nothing. He made it. I mean, he made it look easy. He did. He just did. Cam Ward is a good quarterback. Another great quarterback coming back. You could say Jackson Dart. You know what I mean? Some people could say Jackson Dart. I think there's a sleeper. I think Drew Aller is a sleeper. Van Dyke, Tyler Van Dyke going up to Wisconsin. We don't know what he's going to do. He wasn't a horrible quarterback. I mean, he threw some interception, turned the ball over, but he wasn't horrible. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what he's going to do in Wisconsin. He may turn it around. A lot of people think he's going to turn it around. Man, like there's just so many names that we could just keep going on and on about, you know, up there. Dylan Gabriel for Oregon. He's up at Oregon right now with some great receivers. Yo, like to give him that first the Heisman Trophy, they got to earn it. But there is some quarterbacks out there who is looking at this right now. Quinn Ewers. Let me talk about my boy Quinn from the Longhorns. Like, come on, bro. Like, they all looking at this like, Shedeur, you calling us out? This a competition? Okay, so, but you got to be able to back these words up. You good, but there's some guys out there, bro. And they hear that competition, and I like the healthy competition. You know what I'm saying? I like the healthy competition in a way that the bravado he brings to the game, but he better be able to back it up, because when it's not there, and for everybody out there that just think he's just a hands down quarterback, the best quarterback, you got to start doing your research on other quarterbacks around college football. You got to know more than just Colorado. Now, Colorado is my number 2 college team. And I know a lot more about other teams too, though. And I know a lot about their opponents. There's a lot of people out here that give a lot of information upon just one team, but don't know nothing else about nobody else, and don't know everything about the team that they report on. So start doing their research. I've asked people to start doing their research around, start looking around college football, and stop putting their foot in their mouth and just thinking that one guy is the best from your team, because there's a lot of good quarterbacks coming out of this and for this season. Do I think that I believe I would go out on a limb and say that I think that the 2025 draft, next year, 2025 draft for quarterbacks would be a lot better than this year's. I'll go on a limb and say that right now. Right now, y'all. I bet y'all. I'll bet y'all I'll bet 50 push-ups that everybody up in here that's watching, or anybody that watches, 50 push-ups. It's my bet. Or we could bet. We could just let's put a 50 ball on it. Come on, dog. Like who get down in the comments, bro. Let me know, bro. 2025 quarterback draft will be a lot better than this year's draft when it comes to quarterbacks. Because you got a lot of names out there. A lot. You hear me? And these quarterbacks can play. They can play. So I can't, it's going to be an exciting season. I don't like to call this an off season here. I'm going to be bringing some March Madness content, because I can't wait for March Madness. It's so exciting. It's the most exciting time for me in college basketball. And I'm definitely going to have to report on that. But look, y'all, appreciate y'all rocking with me. And before we get on up out of here, man, I must say about this Tank thing, right? Tank Davis, right? Excuse me, I've got to pull my screen. Tank Davis. The way that it looks to me with Gervonta Tank Davis is that he's ducking. He's ducking people out there. I don't like that. I know he's about his money. And like I said earlier in the show, once things become about money, you lose touch of the thing and why you used to love that, whether it's your job, anything in life. When you make it all about money, there goes your happiness. You're not happy with that no more, whether it's your relationship, your job, whatever it is. Once it comes all about money, your happiness is no longer there anymore. Period. Your passion for that is gone. And boxing is all about money to Gervonta Davis. He don't want to take the Haney fight because of money. We know this. I don't think he's afraid of him. But in the eyes, and why he's your money generates from fans, correct? Especially in boxing. And there's a lot of fans who are flip-flopping and that feel some kind of way with Tank. And I don't think that may be willing to support Tank as much as they used to, seeing how he's tiptoeing around this Devin Haney fight. We know this fight has to happen. I believe strongly that this fight will not, dictate if they're not going to be able to, play anymore or box anymore or anything. I don't think that this damages their careers. I think it helps it. They're the two best. They're the two best. This is not a loss. Yes, it's a win, but a loss is respect. And at this point, if he does not accept the Devin Haney fight, it's bad. And when he does accept it, he gains a lot of them fans back that's questioning him right now. But if he don't ever accept this Devin Haney fight within a year, I don't think I think Tank Davis loses a lot of his fan base and a lot of money. That's just me being a casual boxing fan. I don't really know how that thing works, but to me, I was a huge Tank fan. I'm huge on Tank, and I'm like, dang, and I feel some kind of way with Tank Davis right now because you fight, you box, you got millions of dollars. You already beat him up in sparring. The videos that they show, and they say you beat him up in sparring, but he did stop you, but you were out of shape, whatever, how that goes. But why are you not taking this fight? You're the best. You got to fight the best. You can't say that you're the best and you ain't beating the best. You know what I'm saying? Like the best fight, play the best in everything. In tennis, the two best go to head once they make it to the end. In every sport, the best teams and the best people play each other. You don't win championships and belts matter. Yes, they do. I don't care how much money, like he can have more money than Devin Haney. That just means you did a better job at promoting and selling more merch than Devin Haney did, or tickets, whatever. But Devin Haney is the king of boxing at this right now. I don't care what nobody. He has all the damn belts. That matters. When we used to watch the WWE wrestling, them belts mattered. Right? They matter. Belts matter. Rings matter. Rings matter in sports, right? When they get their championship rings, the equivalent in boxing is belts, right? So yes, belts matter. He has all the belts. You may have one, but now that they're ducking the fight, and Tank Davis and Gervonta's team is making Tank look weird to a lot of casual fans. Let me just be honest. You could say that you don't care about casual fans at the end of the day, but I'll tell you who do care about casual fans in boxing. The promoters care about casual fans in boxing. The sponsors care about casual fans in boxing because the casual fans bring a lot of the money. That's where you start breaking pay-per-view records and everything is because of casual fans. And casual fans right now who may not understand boxing, looking at him like, yo, you're scared of Devin Haney. That's what it looks like. I'm just keeping it a buck. You're scared of Devin Haney. You're not taking a Devin Haney fight because you're afraid of Devin Haney. Why? Why are you not taking that fight? And that's why even if Ryan Garcia loses this fight, he is still looked at as one of the top fighters because Ryan Garcia is putting his cojones down. He's letting his cojones hang pause, and he's like, yo, I'm with the smoke. I'm with it. Let's box. Let's box. And Ryan Garcia, if anybody could be wrapped up in the money, it could be Ryan Garcia. He don't even need to box. He can sit back and make videos and create content and make millions of dollars off of sponsors alone. He don't really need to box. That's how you know that Ryan Garcia loves to box. He's not afraid of the smoke because he don't need to. He don't need to do that. He don't need to get in the ring with anybody. But for him to step up and go in the ring and keep going through the training, like that's why you can say what you want about Ryan Garcia, but that's why as a casual boxing fan, that's why I have the respect for Ryan Garcia. That's why I respect that Ryan the King Garcia is because Ryan does not need to fight Devin Haney. He can make money off of sponsors, promoting, merch, everything else out there. And yet he still stepped up to fight Devin Haney. That's why I got respect for him in that sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. I don't know too much of what he might do in his outside life. I'm not here to judge him on that. Only about what he's doing for boxing alone. He's stepping up to the plate. And Tank Davis ain't doing that. And Shakur Stevenson is not doing that. Y'all are the best out there. Canelo. I don't know. For me as a casual fan, 5 names pop up in my head real fast. Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, Gervonta Tank Davis, Canelo, and Shakur Stevenson. Those 5 names. Oh, yeah. Don't let me forget Bud Crawford. Okay. I know him too. I know about him too. But those names right there in boxing pop up in your mind. And then you know what I'm saying? And I know there's more to it. And there's guys that's on the rise. And you know what I mean? But I don't specialize in boxing. You know what I'm saying? I have a lot to learn about boxing, and I want to learn a lot about the behind the scenes in boxing and how it goes to building up fights and the money that you need to start a fight or whatever. But look, all I know is that I wasn't allowed to run from a fight. If I was afraid of somebody and I came in the house and I start crying and telling my mom I ain't want to fight, my mom was going to lock me outside the house until I stood up to that bully. You ain't coming in this house until you fight back. Period. That's the way I was raised. We don't walk away from fights. Sometimes you just got to get down with the get down. You got to, you know, in order to give a punch, you got to be able to take a punch. And sometimes you just got to stand up. So when it comes to, so the morals and principles alone that I grew up in life with have me looking at Gervonta Davis some kind of way. Like, as a casual boxing fan, like, bro, like, you gotta fight Haney. He's called you out. Like, he's the champ. Like, he called you out so many times in negotiations. You can't keep running around this. You cannot keep ducking this because you are losing the casuals fan interest by ducking and not taking the Haney fight. That's just me. I mean, I don't know what y'all think about it, but I had to talk about this fight again. But that, you know, that's just how I feel. Like, Gervonta is losing interest from people, and Ryan Garcia is picking up more respect than you. Like, yeah, you can have all the money at the end of the day, but money don't make respect. You know what I'm saying? Money don't make you respectful. Money don't do all this, a lot of things. They're gonna buy you whatever you want, but at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? It only goes so far. And it damn sure don't make you happy. Money damn sure ain't gonna make you happy at the end of the day. More money, more problems, right? So you can have all the money in the world, but if you ain't got the respect to go with it, if ain't nobody putting respect on your name, Tank, because you don't want to take the fight with Haney, like, what is it? What's the good of it? Even if you lost, even if you was to lose that fight, to step up and say, yeah, I'm a box Haney. Yeah, me and Haney gonna fight. Cool. Now we look, he ain't back down. And look, once again, I'll say it again. Even if Ryan Garcia loses this fight, he does not miss anything as far as his fan base. His fan base still respects him because he takes the fights. He fights. People respect Devin Haney because he fights. He don't back down. Y'all are fighters. Y'all are not money. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to make the money. Y'all got to make the money. But you got to put in the work too. You can't keep just saying, okay, I alone is I'm going to sell these tickets because of my name. So I'm going to just take this bum off the streets and just wash him up. I'm going to beat what they call it in boxing. I'm going to beat up another taxi driver, give him $2 million, walk away with another 15 mil. And I got bragging rights that I just knocked somebody out that train hard in boxing in the gym. Like, you could just, if that's the case, you could just ride around in the United States of America and just go in every boxing gym and just box the best person that's in the gym. Because that's what it seems like he's doing. I mean, and look, I know it sounds like I'm talking ish, but it's just the truth. It just seems like that's what he's doing. Fight the best, fight the best. The best, fight the best. Shakur seemed like he ducking the best people out there, and Tank seemed like he ducking the best people out there. Haney and Ryan Garcia, they're not ducking. That's why their names is ringing bells to the casual fans such as me and everybody else out there. That's why they got the pool they got. That's why Devin Haney will gain so many more fans and his fan base will grow. And that's why Ryan Garcia, with multiple losses on his record, he will never be forgotten in boxing. And someday he'll probably go into the Hall of Fame, because one thing we'll remember about Ryan Garcia, y'all, is that he never backed down from a fight. And that's all that matters, because that is the morals and principles we was raised with when we was younger. You gotta stand up to the bully. You gotta fight. Sometimes you gotta fight. Gotta get bumps and bruises. You gotta do it. You can't keep running. And that's it. You're a fighter. The best always meet the best in every other sport across the world. Golf. Every sport. Think about it. In every sport, the best always meets the best. There is no Tank Davis can't fight nobody else. Tank Davis can't fight nobody else out there. You gotta fight either Shakur or you gotta fight Haney. There's nobody else out there for you to fight, because you're not going to get the same respect. Anybody else you fight, we looking at you like, man, we gonna watch. The real boxing fans is gonna watch it because they like Tank Davis. The real boxing, but casuals that bring all that extra money and revenue, they ain't watching that. You ain't fighting the best. They not watching it. We not watching. I'm not spending $100 on Tank Davis fighting some unknown guy that I don't know, and I'm a casual boxing fan. Let's just be honest. I'm being honest. I'm a football guy, basketball guy second. I'm not buying a pay-per-view for Tank Davis to go and fight somebody out of Gold's Gym in Kansas. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it, bro. And ain't no other casuals. You know what I'm saying? So the money, you want to talk about the money aspect of it? I don't think nobody care about this Frank Wright. You could talk about Frank Wright all you want to. He can't beat Tank. Y'all could talk about what he could do to Tank and how he could beat Tank and all these other different ways. Y'all know can't nobody mess with Tank. Y'all know the only people that can mess with Tank is them couple of boxers I named. What, it was a Canelo, I think. That was in a weight class or something at 140 that Haney just fought, and they said he lost to him. Some people say he lost to Haney, Ryan Garcia, Shakur Stevenson. If it ain't one of them names, it don't matter. It don't matter. And let's just be honest, it don't matter to a casual. It don't matter. Your pockets is getting fat, but you keep ducking and you're going to keep getting older. And it's always going to be said in history, and history is always going to be written, and it's always going to say, no matter what, when my grandbabies get older and they come up to me and they say something about boxing and they talk about how great Gervonta Davis, I'm like, oh, I remember Tank Davis. I remember Tank. Tank was scared to fight Haney. He ain't want to fight no Haney. Nah. He kept running from the Haney now. Nah, I'm tell you. Now, this is what I'm gonna tell my grandbaby. Now they gonna ask me. Gervonta would not. Nah. He ran. He was running from Haney now. He ain't want no smoke with no Haney. Now that Ryan Garcia. He wanted to fight Haney. He was gonna fight the Haney. He ain't scared. He wasn't no scared. But Tank was running from Haney now for years now. Now you say what you want to. He ain't want to fight him. He ain't want to fight him. That's what history gonna say. And that's all that matters is your legacy at this point. Your legacy at this point is all that matters, and what you gonna build. And when you're a fighter like that, no matter how many losses you got, see, I don't now that I'm thinking of it, it don't matter how many fights you lose. It's how many fights you was willing to stand up and fight in. That's what it is. And that's what the respect come from with the casuals and everything else out there. Yeah. I had to throw the grandfather voice because that's what matters. That's what I'm going to tell my grandbabies. When history rewrites itself, at some point, they going to say that my grandbabies are going to ask me about this, how you ask some of my old timers about Sugar Ray and this and that, and then you start learning things about people in the past that's in your in your history books as you're a kid, and you start learning like, oh, they did that for real. Oh, that person made light bulbs for real. That person made peanut butter. I thought this person made peanut butter. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't be knowing about these certain things till you get to talking to some older people who know these things to be true about history in America. And history is always going to follow him if he don't take this fight. And they're going to get that Shakur Stevenson fast. You talk about Shakur Stevenson. He's scared. He was a born fighter. He born. He ain't want to fight nobody. He always ran. He always ran from everybody. Everybody that Shakur Stevenson, he wanted to fight. He was born. He couldn't throw no hooks. He always ran from people, and he ain't want to fight nobody the best. He didn't even want to fight Ryan. And Ryan lost about 3 of them. Ryan lost about 3 fights, and he ain't want to go around nobody. He just always ran. Shakur Stevenson, he fast and he got defense, but that boy scared to get hit, boy. I'm telling you that boy couldn't hit nothing, boy. He just ran from everybody. He gone. He gone like a $2 hooker trying to roll up in the church on Sunday. He just ran from that cross. You hear me? That boy ain't want no smoke. He gone. But you get out of here talking about some Stevenson. It's always gonna be like that. That's what history's gonna say about these guys, man. Until they take these fights, because casual fans matter in all sports. The casual fans bring more audience, and they matter in all sports. And it's my duty as a content creator to bring casual fans and give them as much information on teams and the sport of football that I can. Because a casual fan may come across my channel and I may be able to teach a casual fan a thing or two. And they matter, whether we want to admit it or not. You could diss on them all you want to. And sometimes they could be annoying. But sometimes casual fans have absolutely the right things to say. All right. But look, man, I'm up out of here, y'all. I enjoyed drinking my coffee with y'all. Let's look forward to doing this on Sunday mornings, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Kick back with our coffee and our breakfast and pull up to the morning after with Trek and Chubby. Because what it is, y'all, what's the slogan? It's the morning after with no plan B, baby.
Want to see Truck and Chubby live and co-host Shannon? Tune in at Fans Point of View, Saturday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3:30 p.m. Pacific Time. But in the meantime, in between time, enjoy the content. Don't forget to hit your notification bell for all updates. Thank you for watching.